Jen Palmieri, you have a new profile in Vanity Fair out just moments ago entitled The Spartan, Why Gretchen Whitmer Has What It Takes for a White House Run. And in it, you write in part this. Whitmer recently commented that the country is long overdue for a strong female chief executive, begging the question of whether America will elect a woman front and center, while asserting that a woman would do the job better than a man. And no, Whitmer is not planning a primary challenge to Joe Biden this time around. The experiences, Whitmer says, have shaped her as a leader, being a single working mom, caring for the sick parent, dealing with harassing men, are unique to women and common to women. That these experiences are commonplace makes her relatable. Each trial has compounded upon itself to make her stronger, more skilled, and turn her into the person before me, an enormous talent, coming at a time when America has seen enough women in power that is more likely to embrace her than be threatened by her. Women no longer have to model themselves after men to be recognized as leaders. I see her now. She is a strong female executive who could be elected president. So, Jen, you think she has what it takes?
Yeah, you know, I've thought this for a long time, Mika and Bo, when I first met her in 2020, and watched what she dealt with the pandemic, President Trump attacking her, saw that she didn't back down, she didn't take attacks personally, which it's been really it's hard to do. It's particularly hard for women politicians to do, and I could see that she was something different, and I wanted to go out to Michigan and spend some time there and understand what's underneath that underneath all of that, and like, why is she that way? The piece is called The Spartan because she talks about Michiganders having underdog roots and championship swagger. That's very much a Michigan State underdog Spartan way of looking at the world, but it's really the embodiment of Whitmer herself. It's just so core to her being. And you'll appreciate this, Mika, that what I found was the difference for her, why she is this way, the kind of leader, really effective, very focused, doesn't take things personally. As I say in the piece, she doesn't go looking for trouble, but if you come for her, she will punch you in the mouth. Donald Trump experienced that. And part of it is being a Gen X leader where she had female role models. She wasn't the first woman to be governor of Michigan. Jennifer Granholm was. She saw Jennifer Granholm get attacked for no good reason. So Whitmer knew not to take it personally when it happened to her. She saw Hillary get attacked when she ran for president. She knows not to take these things personally. And her mom was a assistant attorney general under Jennifer Granholm, Sherry Whitmer, and she saw what her mother went through. So she's, it's the Gen X women are coming up now in politics. Vice President Harris is Gen X, Senator Amy Klobuchar, Governor Whitmer, and they are able to not, they're just leading in a different way, and it's their experiences as mothers, as women who've dealt with sexual harassment, as people who've been part of the sandwich generation that's dealing with taking care of a terminally ill parent as well as a child, that these are the skills they're bringing to their leadership roles. And that is what makes her effective. It's common to women. It's unique to women, these experiences. But I think it is what gives her that presidential timber.
More and more female leadership, power, impact is being normalized. I've learned this working on the 50 over 50 lists. And I thought it was, oh gosh, how are we going to launch the first one? 10,000 submissions, all of them amazing, except for a few women lying up. But John Heilman.
John Heilman, nice to meet you.
Lemire over there, Heilman here. Heilman, co-host of Showtime's The Circus with Jen Palmieri. I'm just curious, also, another thing that I think makes Gretchen Whitmer so interesting is that she was able to lead through a pretty tumultuous time, through Trump, and with her life in danger.
Well, and as Napalm knows.
Napalm.
Napalm. People didn't know that one.
I like it. I'm using it.
Free. That's a circus nickname. As Jennifer knows, she was in trouble heading into 2022. People were worried about her, even a year out, and then she really seized on, in a very natural, organic way, on the abortion issue, made the whole engineered state referendum that would help her and her other female Democratic Democratic candidates for Attorney General and Secretary of State. It was a rising political tide that she capitalized on. So there's a political savvy there of how to win in a very purple state. So Palmieri, the question I have for you is this. All of these things we've said are very positive about Gretchen Whitmer. As you know well from having been close to Hillary Clinton, having worked in the 2016 campaign, the question of ready to be commander-in-chief, a question that she, even as former Secretary of State, grappled with, thought was really important, knew that a woman would have to answer at a higher level of scrutiny than men do, fairly or not. Does any governor, let alone a female governor, has to answer that question in a different way? Is there any thinking going on in Gretchen Whitmer's world about how to meet that challenge, how to overcome that hurdle? If she runs, she's set up, she's going to finish her term in 2026. Perfect timing for 2028. Are they talking about that question yet?
Not that I mean, they don't talk about a presidential run. They certainly don't talk about that with me. And not that I haven't heard them, express that concern or think through that, but just having watched her, gotten to know her team, I don't think that's how they think about things. I mean, she's been at this a long time. I think people forget that. She was first elected to the Michigan State Legislature when she was 29 years old.
Wow.
So she's been in the year 2000. So she's been at this for 23 years. Gretchen Whitmer is the first person to have signed a warrant for Larry Nassar. This is the
My Lord.
I know, wild, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because she had to step in to be the county prosecutor in Lansing because the county prosecutor had to resign, wait for it, because he was part of a human traffic sex ring. So she came in, picked up that case and was the first person to sign a warrant. So the point being, she's seen some stuff and she's been through a lot, and she has, and I think it's not, it is, she really has this confidence. I see it with women kind of across the board. Meek, I think you'd agree with that. I think that comes from having been through a lot and learning how to push back and fight. And so I imagine those questions happen for, and hopefully, Secretary as Hillary Clinton being that nominee, she did meet that bar of being as the commander-in-chief test. I think other women will be able to build on that. But I think they're probably more focused on just she's tough and she gets things done.
Really cool. And when I called you, Lemire, that was brain fog. I'm normalizing that too.
That's
okay.
It's all right.
Menopause.
It's all right.
I'm going to say it on a table full of men. I don't even care.
Lemire's a very handsome man, so I don't mind being.
Brain fog.
I don't mind being.
Jen Psaki, thank you. Just joking. We'll be reading the new piece from Vanity Fair. Jen Palmieri, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Great piece. Follow her. She's so talented.